Welcome to the CBS Eye on Money show. It is Tuesday, January 17th. I am Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner. I am joined by Mark Talercio, who no longer works for CBS, but is a certified financial planner. I think that you've made a very good trade in that decision, haven't you, sir?
I would agree. Yes, indeed.
Oh, the wild world of media. So, hey, Mark, it sounds like you finally have turned the corner on your health.
Yeah, feeling better. I still have a few more days of antibiotics, but about 3 days ago, I finally started feeling better, and I think the end is in sight.
Gosh, it's been a bad 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, like I told you earlier, 26 days that I've been taking pills.
And not the good ones either, guys. Nothing good in that, mixture. So when this airs, it's January 17th. I will be happy to report that I have 17 days of dryuary because I'm not drinking in January. Here's what I found. You do sleep better. You really do. No doubt. Not that I drank so much. I'm just saying that, like, even just having one scotch or bourbon or rye. Oh, although I also have to point out to everyone that there was Mark, did you know that someone sent me a flask?
Oh, yeah. I got it too. That was from the couple that we had on the show. You remember the couple that we had on?
Yeah, it was so nice. I forgot to mention that. So I don't know if this was on this show or on the other show.
It was Jill on Money.
It was Jill on Money. Anyway, it was so great. This was Kay on Jill on Money.
Very nice flask.
Beautiful. I've never owned a flask before, so I'm excited about this. This is what she wrote. She was very sweet. Thank you so much for having me on the show. We have marked our calendars for January to catch the episode, so that must be recently. Though I would much rather listen to your voice than mine. You have long been a guidepost for us. Isn't that nice, Mark? Through your books, yes, I pre-ordered, and your podcast, you have a gift in communicating financial advice and assessments into manageable actions, and you are a great deal of fun to talk to. Isn't that nice? I commissioned this flask for the firm as a fellow single malt drinker. I wanted you to have one. I can assure you that whiskey travels well. So nice.
This is the couple that enjoyed spending their free time in Scotland.
Yes. God, that's so great. Anyway, we'll have to make sure that I thank them again. But that was so great. So if you want to send us a flask, you don't have to. But if you want to, we're happy to take it. And if you would like to join us on the air to ask your financial questions, go to jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button. We will get your note. And if you check the box at the end that says you want to come on the air, Mark does everything else. Today, we have Shayla, who's on the line from Arizona. Shayla, are you a scotch, bourbon, or rye drinker?
I actually don't drink much, so.
That's right. You're very wide awake, and this is good. And Shayla, what brings you to us today?
So I've actually been listening to the show since the beginning of the pandemic, so I'm glad to finally be on the air with you and Mark. I always call you guys my personal financial advisors in a way, so I'm glad to actually get some direct advice.
Fabulous. That's great. Well, we're happy to be that. We're happy we can do that for you. So tell us about yourself. How old are you?
So I'm 27. I have no kids. I'm not planning on having kids anytime soon. I make about $115 a year currently.
115?
Yes.
All right. You said no kids. Are you married or partnered, or are you single?
Well, I have a boyfriend, but our finances are completely separate. So.
Okay. Boyfriend, right. Separate moolah. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. So you make $115,000 a year. Great. Mm-hmm. Do you contribute to a retirement account?
So I do, but I don't have much in there right now. I have about $25,000. My company does have a match. They match 50% of the first 8.
Mm-hmm. So 4% match. What are you contributing right now?
I was contributing up to 8%. I recently stopped it.
Why?
Just because I've been seeing it kind of go up and down a bunch, and
oh, that's nonsense. I'm gonna have to beat you up a little bit on that. So let me just start right here by telling you that of course it goes up and down. That's what it means to be an investor. So I'd love for you, first and foremost, let's get that. Just put 8% away.
And by the way, if you stopped, are you no longer getting the match?
No, we still have it. It's still eligible.
It's up to 8%. So it's not like an automatic match is what I think Mark is asking. You have to put up to
Yes.
the 8% to get the match, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So you're leaving free money on the table. No, we don't, don't do that. That's not in your, we can reallocate, but you have to do 8%. All right. That's your number one piece of advice. Next. Okay. So you got 25 grand in there. Good. What else is going on? Any debt?
No debt. I do have a car loan. I have about 5,000 left on there at 2%.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's kind of sitting there, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. 2% is easy. Any school loans or anything like that?
Nope, no school loans. I'm renting right now, so that's about the only thing. My monthly expenses are about $2,500 a month.
That's nice and low. How about an emergency reserve fund?
Yes, I actually did have a question about that. So I usually put all of my bills for the year into a separate account and just kind of auto pay through that. I was wondering if I should be having an additional account since that already kind of covers all of my bills for the year. I usually put an extra 5 or 10 grand in there just in case for emergency, but I don't know if I should have two separate accounts in case.
I mean, you don't need two separate accounts. If you like it, fine. But, it's fine to just have one big fat account. So are you saying that you've got in the emergency reserve fund, the money you have for the year, how much is in there?
Currently about 18,000 left.
So are you telling me that what you do is that you kind of replenish it in advance of a year?
Yes. Well, I usually put, like I said, just a little extra in there just so that it's not completely wiped out. But yeah, say I do move or sign a new lease, I usually kind of replan in case my bills change. But yeah, right before I'm hitting my 12-month mark, I usually replenish it.
Okay. And where do you replenish that from? Do you have an investment account or a brokerage account?
That's actually sitting in a regular savings account. I did ask kind of the bank teller about it, and she was like, well, if you don't, I was going to put in a CD, but she was saying if I do want to take out from it to just kind of leave it in the savings or checking. So
how much is in the savings account now?
I have 45,000 in a CD at 4.3%.
Wait a second. 45 grand at how much?
4.3%.
Great. Okay. And when does that mature?
I just put that one in there. So another year or so.
Okay. But a 1-year CD. Great. Okay. What else?
I have 13,000 in a regular checking account and about an extra 5 in a brokerage account.
So you got 45 grand in that CD and there's no other savings. So 45 grand in the CD, let's call it 18 in the, sort of safe-ish money account. That's it, right? And 25 grand in the 401k. All right. Now tell us what's going on, Real. Now we got that. We're going to have you put money in your 401k. What is the genesis of this question?
Well, I have a couple of questions. One, I actually do have a settlement coming in. It's not crazy amount, but probably around 20 to 25,000 should be coming in the next couple of weeks.
Will that be taxable to you or not?
I believe so. And after this year, after my current bonus at work, I should be making about 125. So I'm guessing that settlement would be a part of my income, putting me close to 145 for the year. So I'm not sure how the taxes work on the settlement, but I'm just trying to figure out a way to kind of better allocate this money because I feel like I'm sitting on a bunch of cash. I know I do need to beef up my 401k, but I don't know what else I should be doing with it.
Okay. So just a couple of things. So the settlement's going to come in, you're going to make 125, and the money you put in your 401k, is that going into a Roth 401k or a traditional?
A traditional.
Okay. So you're going to do 8% there. It'll reduce your taxable income a little bit, but essentially you're in the 24% tax bracket because you're single. Okay. So if you can, sometimes in a settlement, they'll allow you to have taxes withheld. Have them withhold some taxes. Have them withhold, at least 10%, just so you don't have a big tax bill in a year from now. What else do you want to do? Like, you're 27 years old with no kids, or are you and the boyfriend going to be buying a home? Like, what else do we have to do in terms of like, before we figure out what to do with all of your moolah, what do you want to do?
So I have actually been hoping to relocate to Texas. And he will actually be relocating in the next 2 months. And I was hoping to relocate when my lease is up,
Hmm.
which will be around June.
Okay.
So that would kind of cut my expenses till about 1,500 if I
Oh,
were
you
to
mean because you'd
relocate.
shack up with him? That's good.
Essentially.
Don't tell your parents. It's all right. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Okay. And so that's great. And expenses going down is really fabulous. What would it mean work wise for you? Do you have to quit, or are you a remote worker?
So I wish I was a remote worker.
Mm,
My company's a little outdated, so I'm going to ask to be remote. They value me there, so I'm hoping that that could work since all of
hmm.
my work is pretty much online. But if not, we do have locations in Texas that I'd be able to transfer to. But I do know that I likely won't be getting paid the same amount. I think it's going to be a pay cut just because I've been at this location for a few years. So they definitely take care of me with my bonuses, which is primarily most of my income. Most of it comes from our bonus.
If you were to do this, if you went remote and you took a hit to the income, instead of 125 in Texas, what would you anticipate your wages to be?
I would think about 85.
Okay. But I mean, that's okay. If especially because, if your expenses are going down, that's not terrible. What if you said to them, "Can I work remotely and I'll agree to come here, on
Right.
their dime, like on a periodic basis?" Would that make it easier maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm definitely going to pitch that when the time comes.
Mhm.
Just because I'll be back and forth to Vegas anyway, so
Uh-huh.
it's probably it'll be fine. It'll work out that way.
Okay.
But we'll wait. That's the best case scenario. If not, I'll likely find a job that I can either work remote from, or if worst case scenario, I can transfer to the location in Texas. So
So, like, your worst case scenario is that you'll take a hit to your income, but you do have the settlement coming in this year, so that's a good reason just to. So, you know what I want you to do this year with all that money and your cash and all that? Nothing. I'm not kidding. I want you to put 8% into your 401k just to get the match. Otherwise, I want you to stay liquid. If you are able to work remotely and instead of 85, you're like, well, I did take a hit, but it's really 105, then we can talk about what you need to do going forward. But I would stay liquid. I wouldn't do anything I really wouldn't do a thing except boost my 401k contribution to 8%. And any extra money that comes in, just put it in a high yielding savings account because moving costs money and you only have this is a few months away. So it's not that long a time horizon. And I am not one of these people who's like, don't take a step back. It's fine to take a step back. It's fine. If you said, I am actually trying to, determine what's my next step and you have to, so what? Who cares if you make a little bit less money? It's fine. It really is. But, you have to be happy. And that's what I think is important. That's what I say. I'm game for this. What else do you have a question for us about? Anything else?
I do have a question in regards to so most of my salary does come from my bonus. So I should be getting, not in addition to my current salary, but I should be getting about 80,000 for that.
Holy
So that's,
smokes.
yeah, that's going to be in cash. So
Well, why don't you put it in like a 6 month CD? Listen, what's the worst that happens is that like you have a little gap, you're moving, you want to little have like you want to just not work for a few months or something like that. So maybe you put half of it in a 6 month CD and half of it in a 1 year CD. You're going to know more information when we figure out what happens next. Don't tie up the money and don't invest it right now.
okay. And I was going to ask if if you think that I could afford to take like 3 months off
Why
to
not?
travel.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can do that. You're young. You should do it now.
And you're so young that you should not be getting freaked out by what goes on in the markets. Like just contribute 8% to the 401k and ignore it. Forget about it.
What is
Okay.
it invested in?
Primarily in stocks.
All right.
So I think
That's fine,
yeah.
but like, just don't look at it.
Send me a screenshot of the options in your 401k plan. I just want to see what you're using.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll make a little adjustment. Okay, you're in good shape. Don't freak yourself out. You're in good shape. Deep cleansing breath, sister. We're moving to Dallas. All right, if you're ready to move to Dallas or anywhere else, or make any kind of financial decision that you need some help with, we would be lucky to have you on our air. We are lucky when every single one of you comes on the air. We know we're very lucky. So like Shayla, you might have some questions about how to do this. Doesn't matter whether you're 27 or 87. Doesn't matter whether you have $0, a negative net worth, or lots of money. We'd love to hear from you. Go to jillonmoney.com. That is our website. Click on the Contact Us button. Now, while you're on the website, don't forget to pre-order my new book. It's called The Great Money Reset. And there's a lot of analysis about how to make these kinds of transitions that we just discussed with Shayla. So check it out, The Great Money Reset. When you pre-order, you will be invited to our first ever webinar, a live webinar. Mark, I think I might have to put you on camera for that. How do you feel?
Oh, I'll be on. Yeah, I'll be on.
All right. Maybe we'll put Karen on also. She'll have she'll have a hoot. We're going to make her do it. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Comes out every single Friday. All right. Mark Talercio is the co-host and the executive producer. We are distributed by the fine people at Paramount Global. We drop our episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Do something nice for someone else. And don't forget, we got a new mantra this year. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you on Thursday.